Cabin Boys. What's up?
This weekend was Easter Sunday.
Yeah, hey, that was sick, bro.
Man, we went cruising.
It was sick.
It was packed.
It was, bro.
It was
it was.
crazy out there.
It was wild. Cops everywhere.
All Fresno was out there.
All Fresno, literally,
Yeah.
literally. There was all kinds. If you weren't out there, I don't know where you were at.
Sleeping.
They shut it down hella quick.
Quick,
Too.
Yeah.
quick.
I think I seen the video on the internet
Oh, did you?
of what caused someone to get shot in Fulton.
Oh, someone got shot, huh?
Yeah. I don't think they died though, but they got shot.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, you seen like the whole altercation? They posted it online or what?
Yeah, there's a video. I think on Instagram there's videos of the fight.
Oh, it was started as a fight, and then
It was a girls' fight.
And then the girl shoot.
No, it was a guy.
Ah, here comes Mr. Captain Save-A-Ho.
No, but that was just wild, man. The girl was getting stomped.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She was getting kicked in the face.
Damn, probably her boyfriend or what?
Yeah, probably.
Damn.
Dang.
Or no, I think they were in the same side of it.
I didn't really read about it.
But you got to
or
think
anything.
about it. If it's Easter and everybody's drinking and having a good time, they go where you meet a lot of people, different people. And
It's supposed to be a holy day, too, huh?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Easter's supposed to be a holiday.
It's supposed to be like a holy holiday,
holy.
right? Or something like that.
Well, yeah, we could actually start today here from there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty fun. So I actually did a little bit of research on Easter, bro.
Uh-huh.
And sorry to crush anybody's dreams. You guys want to celebrate it, you guys keep on celebrating it. But from what I got to hear, it's it is a pagan holiday. And let's say pagan is a pagan holiday. I don't know. Do you guys know what a pagan holiday is?
No.
No. So
No.
a pagan, the pagans were people from back then that worship deity, which means like they worship like demons or like they worship everything else but a creator, right?
Okay.
And so these pagans, they worship this goddess of the sun, and she's called Ishtar. That's why it's called Easter, right?
Oh.
Ishtar is Easter, right? So they worship this. So we all know as the resurrection of Christ, right? Because the previous week is always what's called Palm Sunday, and then you get Easter. But Palm Sunday is known by like Christians, and I believe Catholics also believe this. Palm Sunday, right? Then you go to Easter, and then Easter. So the way that they would celebrate this holiday, right? They would celebrate this was the people that were pagan. They would get pregnant. They would have this massive orgy, right? Like with the people in their cities, right? These pagan worship people, will have sex purposely that in 9 months they would have their babies in that time, right?
Oh, okay.
And what happens there is that the moment that they would get their babies, those babies were specially made for sacrifice.
What?
Through this time, right? So have you guys ever wondered why you guys have to look for eggs?
No.
Because
for the bunnies.
Yeah.
Because a bunny won't have an egg.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But that makes no sense, right?
I was thinking that the other day too.
But yet we do it,
Yeah.
right? So here, we're about to blow your guys' mind. So the egg signifies fertility, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the birth. From an egg, it hatches something, life, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you get your fertility from. So now, why you decorate the eggs? Because when these pagan worshipers would sacrifice their kids, the same blood that they would drip, they would pick up that blood, and they would decorate themselves or even their babies to offer them to their god, right? So now you have an egg, which is a sign of fertility, which quote quote is your kid, and you decorate it looking cute because you want to offer it as an offering of sacrifice.
Damn, that's crazy.
And that is the whole
And
background.
look how
on
far it's
Easter,
gone.
bro.
To,
Yeah, like
damn.
100%.
And what about the bunny?
The bunny,
You know?
well,
They just probably put out to make it look friendly and stuff.
no. The bunny, from what I know, and everybody could tell you, a bunch of people could tell you, is mind control.
Mm.
The significance of the bunny. That's why the Playboy magazine is a bunny.
Oh.
Why? Because they're controlling these women. It's like they, the women are free, right? They're not forced to do what they're told, right?
Yeah.
Like that, in that perspective. Some are, right? But because they normalized it, you think about it, it's some type of mind control, because I led you to believe that it's okay. So that's why the Playboy bunny is that, because pretty much whoever uh made these women believe that it's okay to have sex and film it and stuff like that, it got that far that they brainwashed, and now more girls want to do it. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you get part of mind control. So now you have your mind control bunny. So they're telling you, like, we're controlling every aspect of your life, right? And then you have a pagan holiday that you're celebrating, which means that, I mean, like a lot of people say, it's, if you don't know it, you don't know it. But once you know it, it's like it feels a little bit eerie that you do things like that, because yeah, you could say, oh, well, I'm not doing it in that term. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to worship any god.
Yeah.
But
it's mostly for the kids,
yeah,
too.
it's mostly for the kids. But if you
Which
pay
is
attention,
crazy.
a lot of the things that are kid friendly have a dark meaning to it, right? Because they can only involve the next generation with something cute. And the whole purpose
Yeah.
is to influence the next generation.
To keep it going.
Wow.
Right? And again, that goes back to the bunny, mind control. It's just blatantly obvious that they're letting you know that you're just being controlled to their liking.
Yeah.
They're just putting it out in your face. So,
Damn,
I mean,
that's crazy.
so again, it's like, it's not bad to celebrate it, but it's just the way of it's
should
not like
know.
you
what
should
it's-
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How are you going to celebrate something you don't really know,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you know, and you decide to still do it. Well, yeah, but you don't have to add the extra stuff. Like, everybody goes, check this out. Everybody goes out of their ways to go get a basket for their kids.
Yeah.
Or go do something extra for their kids that day, which is okay. But why can't you do that on a regular day basis? Why is that day so important to just give your kid a basket with candy when you could do that any day of the week? But it just becomes a tradition, and that's what they want you to do. They want to attach it with the kid so it could be a cute little thing, so you could surpass all the dark
Yeah.
that's actually involved with it. And all they're doing is just laughing at us. They're like, look at these imbeciles. Like, they don't know better. They're that dumb. They're that programmed.
Yeah.
So that's literally where we're at right there with Easter.
Damn, that's a crazy theory right there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a theory. It's real.
Where did it all start at?
Well, this started back in the days, bro. Like,
So, like United States, or
What, the celebration of Easter?
Yeah, or like in the on the Europe, or
I believe it was European
yeah,
descendant. Yeah, it does come. I believe so. I could be wrong. I would have to search it up, but I believe that's where it came from.
Yeah. It's crazy that it's like biblical that they try to make it
Yeah.
seem and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, you could fool people and say, it's this, because for an adult, they could tell you it's the resurrection of Jesus, and for the kids, they'll tell you, it's candy and the eggs.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nobody really knows when it's the resurrection of Christ. We know that it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's been written, but do we know the exact date? But somebody else had to come and tell you, oh no, this is the day that it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of, everybody has their personal opinions. It's not like, it's not 100% what I'm saying, but just like you could consider it a theory.
It's like they say that the first day of the year is supposed to be April 1st.
April 1st.
And
I
they
heard
switched
that.
and they switched it to April Fools
Exactly.
to
I
laugh at
just
you.
heard that today.
Yeah,
To
Really?
fool you.
Yeah.
That's
why
why it
why you
is.
think spring everything's being born, like the plants and the trees and everything.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see, and then
Yeah.
then they switched it. You know, whoever does all this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Huh.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they switched it by saying, "Okay, April Fools."
April
It's like
Fools.
laughing,
And the
joking.
biggest joke is on us.
Yeah,
The
like why would they
biggest.
make that day April Fool's Day? What is that?
Yeah.
Even that, like, what is that?
Yeah, because you think about it, January is still like cloudy, cold,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
But then spring, say April,
Yeah.
in April it feels good.
The
The weather.
That's so crazy. I just heard about that April Fool's today,
Yeah.
but I didn't take that in consideration. Like that everything
There's
is being
something
born.
else going on in April
What?
that it's only gonna be here once in a lifetime. They say
Okay.
the eclipse.
The full eclipse. Sheesh,
There's
bro.
so many theories about this eclipse going on.
So
bro.
many, bro.
I've been hearing about like even like how they pass through certain cities in the world.
Okay.
How the eclipse is gonna pass through these cities that are in the Bible. Also,
Nineveh.
you know about this?
Yes. Yes.
That was the last one, no?
Yeah.
So no. So so in
What's that about?
2017.
Yeah.
So in 2017 there was a eclipse. Remember when we were working with Sky and we were up there looking at the sky because we were gonna see the solar eclipse?
But
Oh,
you
yeah.
were with Sky.
No,
Looking
we
at
were
the
working.
sky.
No, we were working with a guy named Sky.
Oh shit.
How son?
House son.
Huh.
Yeah. Um, and that year it was the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
But now we got 7 years and 10 days, I think they said.
So this is a lunar eclipse.
There's going to be a full lunar eclipse.
Mm.
That's what it differs. Because I believe we have more eclipses, but it's just like a quick eclipse, like when you see a full moon. I
Right.
mean, that's a full moon, sorry.
So the
Not
difference
eclipse.
between this one is that it's gonna
Yeah,
last longer.
It's going to last longer. So it's going to last like 4 minutes. That's what they're
Don't they say
estimating.
that this one was in the Bible though?
So,
Like that this one there was like days that were in darkness.
so there was 3 days of darkness, and this is
Yeah.
considered when Christ got crucified. There was 3 days of full darkness.
Because it does go dark. Yeah, I remember because it does go dark when he gets crucified.
When it gets crucified,
Yeah,
it's
there's
for 3 days.
like
Correct. So that's the 3 days that they're talking about.
Did they know that it was gonna get dark, so that's why they crucified him?
No. So
Or
actually,
that happened.
so
around-
there's actually a whole story on this.
Uh.
So the Jews who were waiting for their Messiah was going to be Jesus Christ, and they were waiting for this Messiah to come because it was written in the Bible, right? Because at this time when Jesus is born, there's still a Bible, but it's what's called the Torah, which is the Old Testament. It's like Genesis, up to the New Testament. So it's like Genesis up to the book of Matthew, and when that becomes the gospel, which gospel means the good news, right?
real quick. So that's when Noah and all that happened.
So Noah happens in Genesis,
Oh,
and then you got Goliath with David, the one that defeats the giant with the rock. That's on book the Kings. There's the Psalms. There's Proverbs. There's a lot of books taking place up to the born till he Jesus is born, right? But through this time, these people that are anxiously waiting for Jesus because they've heard through the scriptures of the Old Testament, which is the Torah, they're hearing that there's this Messiah that's going to come and save them, right? So the Jews are anxiously waiting for him. Jesus does come, though. And when Jesus comes, these people didn't expect him to be him because they were expecting him to be this mighty warrior that would leave them free and the world was forever going to be in peace.
They had big expectations.
They had
Yeah.
high expectations on Jesus,
Yeah.
right? So Jesus comes and doesn't do none of that. What he comes is for us,
Oh,
right?
but they're like, oh man, this guy ain't it.
Yeah, this guy's not it.
Oh, that's
So
fucked
guess
up.
what? The same Jews that are waiting for this Messiah are the same people that forced the crucifixion on Jesus. So Jesus got crucified because of the Jews. And they're waiting for this guy that they're about to hang in the cross. So then that's what happens. Jesus gets crucified and they were deceived. So now we go on the 3 days of darkness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's just like a little bit of the story of this whole
Yeah.
scenario that's
Mhm.
about to unfold. What they're saying on April 8th, right? So on April 8th, we're expecting this eclipse, lunar eclipse. And a lot of people are tripping out. There's a lot of questions, a lot of speculations.
I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, so you think that's why they did Easter's on March
For what?
because of the eclipse
Okay,
and all
the
that?
eclipse
'Cause
could have been.
isn't usually always in April.
Could have been.
Is it?
Like
Actually, Daniela looked it up. My wife looked it up, and she said, but she says that she cannot remember. But she says that like 5 years ago it was on on
on March.
on March. Yeah,
I don't
I
remember. I
can't
don't remember.
recall, but she says that she actually looked it up because it caught her
Yeah.
off guard too. She was like, I thought it was supposed to be like the second or the third weekend in April.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense because it landed on March,
Hmm.
right?
There's also a theory that I heard that the the sun is not the lunar eclipse was not supposed to happen that day. Like it was supposed to happen another day.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't really.
yeah,
I don't really remember all of it, but
yeah.
it's like the something about the time has been changing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So coming back to that though, a lot of people are speculating about this um because so now that we're talking about this lunar eclipse, now we're CERN is also gonna turn on that day at this highest capacity, and it's gonna be that same day on April 8th, right? So going back to Geneva, I mean, not what was that town that I said?
Nuva.
No, Nineveh. So Nineveh was a biblical town, a city that was there back in the days, right? And this city was supposed to be warned by this guy named Jonah. And this is all in the Bible, right? And this guy Jonah doesn't want to listen to God because God is telling him, go warn the people from Nineveh that if they don't change their ways, there's gonna be a I'm pretty much gonna destroy them. I'm gonna destroy all Nineveh, right?
Yeah.
And then Jonah's like, how am I gonna go just a simple man and warn the whole city? They're gonna take me for crazy. So he hops on the boat, about to dip. So he gets swallowed by a whale, and he's in the well for, I believe, 3 days in the well. He gets spit out. He's so scared. He goes to Nineveh and he warns everybody, and everybody does change their ways. But through the generations, they change back, and God does destroy them. Somebody comes. I don't remember if it was the Romans, but somebody comes and they destroy them, and they literally like what is that
Yeah.
word, like annihilated them.
Yeah.
There was nobody left, right? But so now that was the warning, right? And that's where they're trying to relate this because this eclipse is going over Nineveh, two different Ninevehs,
That's crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Specifically.
This one coming
So-
right now.
Yes.
Because
So
there's different cities.
cities called Nineveh,
Yeah, different places, and, this
and
one's
it's
crossing.
going right
Yeah.
above them. So guess what? What this is my thought, but this is a warning. The same thing like
Mm.
God sent Jonah to warn the people.
Yeah.
Now this is a warning for us to let you know because now he's going through Nineveh again, right? I quote. So
Yeah.
going back to CERN, they're gonna turn this CERN, which is a hadron collider that's 17 miles long, 300 feet buried in Geneva, Switzerland, and they're about to turn it. Yeah, Geneva, Switzerland.
Whoa.
That's
That's crazy.
where it's at,
Oh shit.
and they're about to turn it on, and supposedly they're gonna hit these two protons. They're gonna collide at the speed of light, potentially opening a wormhole. But their whole purpose of this is because they want to experience. Well, first they want to get what's called dark matter. They named it the God particle. Why did they name it like that?
This
Because,
sounds so dangerous, bro.
bro, exactly,
What-
exactly.
What's the worst case scenario?
So the
Have they
worst,
said, like,
so
like if shit goes wrong, what's gonna happen?
so
A
what
black hole.
what's that guy's name?
Fucking
It's not-
everything's just gonna get swallowed by a
Yeah.
black hole.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? The guy that was in the wheelchair,
Steve.
Hawkins, Stephen Hawkins. He said that 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 if we were heading that way, that there was not gonna be no way to return.
Wow.
He told us, right? And the people that are actually in charge of the Hadron Collider had a they had an interview and they asked them. There's like this one guy that's like the
Spokesman,
representative,
yeah.
yeah. So he specifically says, there's a video on YouTube, like you can look it up. I swear, you can look it up, and he says that this is a way that they're gonna open this wormhole, and that they're for certain that something could either come in from that dimension,
What?
Oh,
or
shit.
we will be able to throw something into that dimension. Because
Like a
okay,
portal.
yes, they're opening this portal.
Yeah.
So this is what they actually believe that the Hadron Collider actually will do.
This
Because
is crazy.
their belief is that we live in what's called the multiverse, right? And so there's multiple versions of the earth or the world, right?
Living like
Yeah.
simultaneously.
So what they're trying to do is rip the veil to be able to get into another universe, right? So they're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to open the gate, per se, of hell, if you want to call it, because that's
Yeah.
another universe.
'Cause it
That's
could be even worse.
yeah,
To let everything out.
To
Or
let
to come to this side.
Man,
exactly,
why would they
Ooh.
want to leave? This
Because they're evil people.
Earth
exactly,
is as good as how it is.
exactly like the
Fuck,
like
no,
the
it's not.
show
It's
So
pretty
fucked.
chill on this side.
on this
Pretty
side.
chill on this side.
No, but for everybody else, yeah, I think it's
It's literally the same thing that Stranger Things is
yeah,
all about.
Yeah, it's weird that they timed it.
machines and all
They
that.
timed it to turn it on right when the eclipse happens.
Yeah. Because they know that at the eclipse, something specifically happens when they eclipse. Because
And what about the logo of
The
CERN?
CERN.
It's
So,
an eclipse. It
it's
looks
an-
like an
it
eclipse.
almost looks like an eclipse, like it's
Yeah.
falling right into the line. So we'll
Yeah.
put the picture on so they can see it.
It's almost like they planned it, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be that. Plus, it also has 366s. You know,
Yeah.
it's like 666.
Yeah,
Yes.
I noticed that.
Yeah. So
What
you
the fuck?
on the symbol, it's like 3 6s, and it also has. It looks like if it's a sun about to do a clip.
Yeah.
So that's so crazy, bro.
You guys also heard that when the eclipse it's all full 100%, it's gonna be in Indiana, a city called Rapture.
What?
Wait,
Look
it's
it
gonna
up.
land on that city?
Yeah, right
it's
when
fully-
yeah, it's gonna be that's in the East Coast.
Yeah.
But it's I didn't believe it, and I googled it. That motherfucker does it says Rapture, Indiana,
yeah.
right?
What?
Like,
Crazy.
it's what where it meets, where it's gonna meet right there, 100%.
Yeah.
It's in the city.
So did these people that named these cities know?
I don't know how
Because
long.
what the fuck are the odds? You know?
Yeah.
Because supposedly the one in 2017 it was Salem.
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 Salem?
Yeah.
So supposedly that was like saying that God was como se llama, like saying like, okay, I'll give you like more
More time.
time.
Biting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're saying this one is where it meets is it's called Rapture, Indiana.
Yeah, dude, that is.
And
crazy.
rapture means
Rapture, the Rapture.
Yeah, the rapture. When
like
you
the
get-
end of times? Or what?
No,
Mm.
it's where the people that are Jesus Christ believers get taken over, and then
Oh, the rapture. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Like
and
the Simpsons show when they go flying.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Or when they disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, your ass is staying here,
So
right?
like
No.
Jesus is gonna take
Yeah.
whoever.
whoever, and then that's when
Kids,
the
stuff,
7 years of tribulation goes, and that. But I mean, that goes deep, but in the Bible, so I mean, it's a little bit scary, but in the Bible, it gives you like assurance that you should be fine, because in order for the rapture to happen, the Antichrist has to be known. So right
Elon-
now, we don't know who the Antichrist is.
Elon
so,
Musk.
so there's no point. Like, everybody could speculate who it is. Somebody could guess.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I think it's this. I could think it's Trump. Hey, I thought it was
Right.
Biden. whoever.
They used to say it was Obama.
Obama, exactly. But it says specifically that in the it says in the book of Revelations that the Antichrist will make himself be known. But this is the most craziest things though. Like, bro, it's like
How do you-
event after event after
Yeah.
event. So,
How do you think the
We're burning the fourth
Antichrist?
month.
huh?
How do you think the Antichrist would let himself be known nowadays?
Okay, so an Antichrist is so perfect for what's coming, right? So right now we're literally on the brink of war with Russia, right? And let's not even say that we go to war with Russia.
Yeah.
Let's say the election. We're literally around the corner from the elections, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that Trump doesn't win, and a lot of people are voting for Trump. Or let's say the election doesn't go as the people from the U.S. are planning it to go, right? Because right now I feel like there's a lot of people leaning towards one way, which is the Republican side, because they know that the Democrats have not done anything, so they're not cutting it. So everybody's leaning Republican, right? Let's say, let's say that a Democrat wins it this year. Everybody's gonna be like, "How is that possible? How is that possible? That's not what we wanted." It causes an uprising.
Wow.
It causes a civil war.
Yeah.
So when that
And-
happens,
And there's a movie called Civil War coming out in April, no?
exactly.
Is it April? Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go watch it. Yeah, for sure. I told you guys
Yeah.
we're gonna go watch it.
Yeah. So we got a civil war, but guess what? There's a famous saying, and this says, "Never let, uh, oh, never let, okay, never let a crisis go to waste." Right?
Okay, yeah.
So you get something out of the crisis.
Learn
Well,
from it or
guess what?
something.
Well, guess what? If we have a civil war, now we have one leader that can say, "You know what? We can end this.
Put
We
and
can-
put everybody together.
Let's put everybody together. You guys never have to worry about no Democrat, no Republican, no kings, no queens, no re-elections. We can have one president for the whole world,
one nation.
one nation." And then that's when the Antichrist comes. That's when we're saying, "Well, we don't believe the government. We don't believe anybody in power. What do we do? We're in fighting. The world's going to shit. There's no food. Everybody has raided the stores. We
Yeah.
need a savior.
Something big has to happen.
Yeah.
for
We
that.
need somebody to come and save us." Boom.
World War III.
World War III happens, and there's the Antichrist that says, "I could put an end to all of this. Just follow me." And everybody's going to say, "Well, let's do it. If the world's going to be at peace, let's do it." And in the Bible, it says there will be peace, but for not too long.
Yeah.
It's only going to be peace for just a little bit.
Peace never lasts long.
And then,
That's
boom.
crazy.
Rapture.
No, then the tribulation starts,
Okay.
which now that's for sure when Jesus comes back. Jesus is going to come back throughout this whole tribulation after. Like, so there's speculations. People say he's going to come before the 7 years, and then everybody will have to suffer, or everybody's going to have to suffer, then he's going to come. So there's not a specific time frame. It doesn't talk about it in the Bible. It says that Jesus literally, when he's talking to his disciples, he literally talks about the rapture. So there is the rapture. The rapture is mentioned, but it never says when is his return, like if it's going to come before that. Because his explanation is there's going to be two women at the windmills picking grain. One will leave and one will stay. There's going to be two people sleeping. One will leave, one will stay. Like they will just disappear. Jesus is saying in the Bible that there's going to come a day when there's two people and out of nowhere, there's just one. And they're going to be like, "The heck?" And that's your rapture. So he explains that to his disciples over 2,000 years ago that this is about to occur. So these people are scared. They're like, "Oh, the rapture's gonna," because he says it can happen any minute. So since 2,000 years ago, they've been prepping for the rapture. So
Wow.
Project Blue
That's
Beam.
crazy.
yeah. So now we're going to this point. This is going to be even more crazy. Because in the Bible, it talks about how in the end of times, there's gonna be this insect that's gonna come, and it's gonna be a locust, and it's gonna destroy
Oh, they eat all
all
the
the
plants.
stuff, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a plague. Well, guess what's gonna happen around April 8th?
What?
There's
Another
gonna be
thing?
this. There's gonna be
Something else?
this insect called the cicada, and they're
Uh-huh.
like flies, and it's a plague, and have not been they have not been that much in a group since
Mm.
1857, and it's gonna happen around that day. A locust,
Wow.
something destroying.
That's crazy, bro.
Where's this happening?
This is happening in the U.S.,
In the
bro.
U.S. Because like the California is like one of the biggest crop.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we're the most agriculture place in the world.
Right.
That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
People from when I was working at the airport, there's an agriculture convention that happens here in Fresno, or it happens here in Central Valley, and everybody from every parts of the world come here
Wow.
because we are like the center of agriculture,
of
bro.
the world.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
the weather, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what we're the.
But-
Good, huh?
there's more. There's more still.
more to happen in April.
More to happen in April.
bro.
So we got the locust, we got the eclipse, we got CERN, and we got what's called the red heifer. Okay, this is gonna be pretty crazy, but so the red heifer is this. You guys know what a heifer
It's
is?
a cow, right?
It's a cow.
Yeah.
It's a woman
And
cow.
they have
right?
them ready already, huh? In
Yeah.
India?
So
Somewhere in India.
yeah,
right?
so the red heifer is supposed to be a sacrifice. So there's been 9 of these sacrifices throughout world's history. And the first one to ever be sacrificed was by Moses, which was the guy that wrote the 10 Commandments,
Yeah.
right? He was the first one. And since then, they have sacrificed 9 of them, right? So they haven't sacrificed the 10th one over 2,000 years ago.
It's
Because-
overdue or what?
Yeah. So it's overdue. And it's just been so hard to find this heifer, this perfect heifer. But let me tell you real quick. This is what the Jews believe. That's why they're preparing it.
Yeah.
A Christian believes that we don't need a sacrifice because Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. He sacrificed himself for us, right? So
But just in case.
So there was no necessity for us to do any more
Yeah.
sacrifices from that point on, right? So if there was any sacrifice being done after that, it was because they were pagan worshipers. They worshiped other gods. That's why they still sacrifice. But us as Christians, we don't have to do anything because we used to do that before. We used to give the first the first sheep or the first lamb out of the first male, and it had to be perfect, and we would have to give it up. That's our 10%, or we would have to give it up for Christ, for God, right? But after Christ died, that all ended. We were all cleared of our sins. These sacrifices were meant to cleanse your spirit, to be cleansed as an offering, so you be relieved of your sins.
And when is this happening?
So this is the craziest part. So these heifers, it's been 2,000 years, but these people, these Jews, believe, again, remember how I told you guys that they sacrificed their own Messiah, right?
Yeah.
Because they say that their Messiah has never came. They're still waiting for their Messiah till this day, right? So their belief is, with them sacrificing this 10th calf, this heifer, that they're going to be able to build what's called the third temple. There's been 2 temples built throughout generation. One of them was built by King Solomon. The second one was built by another guy. I forgot what his name was, but at this time, and it was knocked down. Sorry, the one for Solomon, it was knocked down, and they rebuilt that one around Jesus' time, and the Romans knocked that one down too. So there has not been a third temple for over 2,000 years, right? But the way to rebuild this temple, they need to make the specific sacrifice, which is the red heifer. They have not been able to found it. So this is a
Now they
theory.
do.
Now they do. So this is a theory. Do you guys remember last year when with the Palestinians raided Gaza when they went to Israel
Okay.
and last year
Yeah,
in
yeah.
October? Okay. Well, they found those heifers on September. I don't know exactly what day, but on the month of September of last year, they had found 5 heifers. And these Palestinians hate the Jews, right? So they don't believe what the Jews believe. So they're trying to prevent their plans no matter what.
Oh.
Some people are saying that the whole reason why they raided was to destroy those heifers,
Wow.
to not let them, not allow them to
To
fulfill
sacrifice them, yeah.
their prophecy. That was the whole purpose. That is a theory.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is not 100%.
So you think that's what they said, that we're in a spiritual war?
That is
Wow.
that's 100%. There's actually a passage in the Bible.
Like a
It's on
religious war?
it's on Ephesians
Damn.
Ephesians 6. And this is a word from I believe it's Paul, one of the apostles. He says that we are not fighting against flesh and bone, that we fight against spiritual principalities in the rulers of darkness. That's what we fight, the people, right? That's why if you're getting tempted, you're not getting tempted by God, because God never will tempt you. And I read this passage actually literally last night because I was reading about temptation, and it says that God will never tempt you. He would what happens is that the devil plants a seed on you, and it's just a matter of how much you want to water that seed,
Wow.
and then it just becomes reality to you. So
Yeah.
if you're like, if you quit smoking cigarettes, right? Or let's say even that you haven't even smoked cigarettes, but one day you see somebody smoking it, that plants a seed, right? In It just matters how much you water that thought. Then it becomes the reality. Now you're smoking cigarettes because you fed that seed yourself. God didn't put that
Yeah.
temptation in your mind. The devil did. The enemy did. But you fed it that much that it became reality. It grew. It's like a tree.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
should I do it?
Should
It's just
I-
one cigarette, or
Yeah, it's one
fuck
cigarette.
it.
You start. Well, this is the second one. It's fine.
Yeah, I already did it once.
I already
so.
did it once. It's okay. To the point that you're just smoking a box of cigarettes and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
And then boom, now you're fully addicted. It took you. It doesn't. You don't become addicted from one day to another. That is impossible, right? It's just like the matter of you wanting, like, to test your limit, right? That's what it is, and feeding that thought,
Yeah.
right? So going back to the heifer, so what? It's so crazy. What is required for this heifer? So this heifer has to be completely red. Well, it's not like literally the color red. It's like
orange, right?
like an orangey, like an
Okay.
orangey brown,
Yeah.
right? Has to be perfect, which means there cannot be no other color within that heifer at all, right? And the limit, like, let's say there's like one white hair, okay, that's allowed. 2, it's allowed, but they cannot be too close. 3, disqualified.
Wow.
So 3 is already disqualified.
Yeah.
So now this heifer cannot have sex, or it disqualifies it. Cannot be pregnant, obviously.
Does it have to be female or male? It don't
I
matter?
believe a heifer is a female.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a female
Oh,
cow.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because a male cow is a calf, right?
Yeah.
So that then you can't put any yolk on it, which means, like, you know what a yolk is?
From the egg?
No. So a yolk, well,
Yeah.
yes, that's a yolk, but a yolk is like that thing that they would put on the bulls. So like when you're gonna pull something, you put it on 2 bulls and it distributes the weight. So when
Oh.
it pulls it, it's not just one cow pulling it; it's both of them, and they have the weight distributed.
Okay.
That's a yoke. It's like their problem per se. because now they're working for that, right?
Yeah.
So
So
that
it can't be a working
it
cow.
can't be a work. It goes as far as, bro. It goes as far as if you lean on the heifer, you have made it work, so it's ineligible. So you cannot even lean on this heifer. You cannot even lean because it becomes ineligible to
It can't
become
work at all.
at all. It has to be so protected that it's just so perfect. That's
Sacred.
Damn.
sacred,
Yeah.
sacred, and that's the reason why it's been so hard to get this heifer. But guess what?
Some
On-
motherfucker just leans on it.
Game
Oh.
over.
Fucks it up.
Imagine.
The world is gonna end. 'cause
Fucking
you-
smacks it.
Hey, so this is what's gonna happen. Also,
Yeah.
it cannot be more than 3 years. So that's another requirement. It can't be more than 3 years because the moment
Years
that
old?
3 years old. Because if it passes 3 years, that's when the cow starts getting more different hairs. So you'll for sure get it imperfected no matter what
Wow.
after 3 years. So you have to do it within a time frame of 3 years. And the best time to do this sacrifice is called the Passover. And the Passover is written in the book of Genesis as well, in the beginning of the time, when Moses is warning, like he's wanting the people to leave Egypt, right? The king is not allowing it. So what happens at this time? The plagues start happening in Egypt in order for the people to get free. And one of the plagues is the Passover, which everybody has to put like blood on top of their dough,
Yeah.
and they get notified. Like the people that are the Israelites that are being captive by the Israelites that are being captive by the Egyptians get noticed by Moses, and Moses tells everybody to put blood on their door because there's gonna be a spirit that's gonna kill all the firstborn boys.
Yeah.
And so none of the Israelites' kids get killed, but they do, right? So it's a very significant time, right?
Yeah.
It's an offering time, right? So, do you guys know when the Passover is?
Don't tell me it's the day of the eclipse.
No, bro. It's on April 22nd.
Okay.
So, that's the perfect time. So, right now, since September, they had 5 heifers, right? Till this day, 2 of them have been eliminated. They still have 3 right now that are perfect of their kind.
Yeah.
And the Jews believe that the moment that they sacrifice this heifer, they can move on to the next step, which means they built this temple,
Okay.
the third temple. And the third temple means that their Messiah finally comes to the world.
And this is happening
And
this
this
year.
is happening this year.
Wow.
I mean, we could all say, like, they have the choice to do it this year. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do it, okay? Because they could say, all right, let's wait another year. But it doesn't make no sense because next year the heifers will be 3 years old. So
Yeah.
they're not eligible anymore. So right now is the perfect time for them to do it.
If it
It's
all
like
goes
a
right.
now or never situation,
Yeah.
right? But it's their beliefs. So like, let's say at the end of the day, they say, well, we don't want to do it anymore. But this is strongly what they believe because their Messiah will return. But it also says in the book of Revelation that when that third temple is built, the first person that sits in that throne, in that place,
Yeah.
it's going to be the Antichrist.
Oh
Whoa.
shit.
And the Jews will worship him. Like
Could
a
it be
god.
anybody or what?
No, the first person that sits on that.
Yeah.
The
sits-
cleaning person.
No, I'm just the one that actually says this is my seat. Like
So
it's gonna be
he will
worldwide.
He'll come on it.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's when everybody has to be afraid because that's the beginning of Armageddon, right? So another thing that I just forgot about CERN. So it's in Geneva, Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
So in Geneva, Switzerland, on the specific town that it's there, it's called something specific, and it's like Apollyon, Apollo, something like that, right? So this is actually also in the Bible, and it says that God will allow Apollyon in the end of time.
What does
His
that
name
mean?
is Abaddon, right? And on Greek, it translates to Apollyon, right? And he says that God would allow him to open the gates of hell and unleash to prepare for Armageddon, right? Apollyon, the gates of hell. CERN, opening a gate,
So
A portal to hell.
a portal to hell,
Oh,
bro.
it's all
It's
adding up.
all
and shit.
Yeah.
coming together.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so much coincidence, bro, that cannot make more sense. Like, bro, if you're looking at this and you're saying like all of this could be BS,
Yeah.
it makes no
Because
sense.
Time can't pass, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. This could just be another day. April 8th could
False
be another
alarm.
day. False
Yeah.
alarm. Yeah. But why is it so coincidental? Like everything is happening so perfect.
yeah,
So perfect. And what a lot of people actually I've heard on social media talking about, not a lot of people, but a couple people are saying that this is just a warning because nobody was warned about COVID-19, but yet they still put that fear on you and it happened. Nobody was warned about 9/11, but it still happened and they put that fear on you.
yeah.
But all of a sudden, now they're trying to warn you about this massive eclipse. They're telling you to have 2 weeks of food, fill up your
Yeah.
gas tank, don't take your kids to school.
yeah.
They're really trying to prep you for what? They've never tried to prep you for anything else. So what I feel like is
The-
just like they're just trying to put more and more fear because the purpose of fear, what is the purpose of fear? Do you guys know what the purpose of fear is?
Control.
Yeah, pretty much. Because the moment that you're scared of something, you look for refuge. And if somebody could provide that refuge for you, you will accept it in that moment of distress.
You think this is all a plan
I feel like it's
to put
all
us
a
in a
plan.
state of fear?
Why?
Well, it's probably like, yeah, like you said about COVID. There was fear that you're gonna die if you don't get the shot or something.
Exactly.
Everybody was getting this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody being lab rats and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they even got National Guards going out there. Where
Yes.
and the for
Yeah.
the for
State
the
of
eclipse,
emergency and shit.
Yes.
for that eclipse.
No, bro. I mean,
Wow.
I just feel like everything is just crazy right now, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and like I said, it's just so much fear for what? What is the reason behind all this? Like, and then now we had like what a month ago, 2 months ago, uh, Mark Zuckerberg getting his bunker, Oprah getting a bunker, all
Yeah.
these people getting a bunker for what?
Preparing.
What are they preparing for?
Yeah.
For those 3 days of darkness.
Nah, I feel like
something bigger.
I honestly feel like it's okay. That's what I was gonna get back to, but I honestly feel like they know that they're gonna cause a civil war, and they're prepped. They don't need to go to stores no more because they're billionaires.
Yeah.
They got a bunker with everything they need, but we're just a regular common thing,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna fight for. It's a dog eat dog world at that moment,
Yeah.
right? So they don't have to stress because they're hiding. And if you think about it, what would be most common thing to do? If something goes like this, you'll look for somebody that's rich and has most of the stuff ready, and you're gonna go raid them. But if they're bunkered up, how do you raid them?
Yeah.
They're ready for you. That is crazy, bro, because that's literally like what we're saying about the prophecies and all this stuff, bro. The most craziest part about this, so far, 87% of all prophecy in the Bible has been fulfilled to this day. So we only got 13 more percent
Loading.
loading, just waiting for it to just be actually, for it actually to happen,
Yeah.
right? So, bro, it is crazy. It's a crazy topic.
It's crazy that you remember everything about the Bible, bro.
Yeah, well, bro, it's not. It's just like you study, and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm so intrigued with it
Mm-hmm.
because like everybody should question, or everybody's question should be is like, what is the purpose of life,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like nobody throughout all life's history, bro, have ever found out what's the purpose of life.
Mm.
Nobody, right? But if you read the Bible, it gives you a purpose. Honestly, then you start realizing like there is a purpose, and now I know what it is. And it's to serve your God. It's to serve Christ. That's why you were put on earth, to serve. But he gave you that free will. That's that's how we know we have free will, because he has given you that opportunity to make that choice on your
Yeah.
own. You got the choice to believe on Christ or not. Because then you know that he's a righteous God for that. Because if he didn't do that, then we wouldn't have free will. If you were forced to be
Yeah.
born here and just worship, 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 and that's all you have to do, and just follow this one God, and that's then that is not a righteous God. That is not a God that actually loves you. Because
It's like hold up, like North Korea.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Can't leave that motherfucker. You
Yeah,
gotta
like-
worship this guy, and
yeah, you don't
whatever he
have
says, you only get like what certain haircuts you could cut your hair in.
yeah.
It's
You
crazy.
don't have a choice. You don't have a freedom of choice. And he gives you that, and he proves it to you over and over again, because he does give you that opportunity. Because God, we talked about miracles last week,
Yeah.
and God will prove to you in miracles that he has been there in all your life. There's going to be times that you won't have no explanation of how this happened, but yet it happened. And the only explanation that you could say is, most of us say, thank God, because of that.
Right. Yeah.
Even if you don't believe on him every single day, you first thank God, because you know that what happened at that moment, it couldn't have ever happened. And that's just God telling you, I'm here.
To even wake up, yeah.
Yeah.
To even wake up, I was like, oh, every time it's thank God, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woke up. Every time I'm done eating, thank God.
That's a miracle on its own. Waking up. There's
Yeah.
people that, I mean, there's
wake
people
up.
that go to sleep and never wake up from that sleep.
Yeah.
But you're that blessed to be able to wake up one more day.
Yeah.
He has given you that opportunity.
True.
So it's crazy, bro. Life is crazy, and that's why I'm not 100. I don't know 100% everything in the Bible. Like I can't remember, but it intrigues me so much
Yeah.
because it just gives me so much confidence. It makes me know that what I'm fighting for is worth something,
And there's so much information in there, huh?
bro. There's so much.
Yeah. That you could like translate to anything you want too.
Bro, you guys
Right?
heard? Have you guys heard? Of course, you guys heard the saying, the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah.
That's in the Bible. That was written in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these are all sayings that are coming from the Bible, bro.
Yeah. it's
Like
crazy.
100%.
Damn, I thought that saying was from a ranch or something.
No, no,
The
no,
early
no,
bird gets the worm. Huh?
Yeah.
no. He literally says the people. This is on the book of Proverbs. The Proverbs is a proverb is like a advice, right? It's an advice. But guess what? That this book was written by Solomon, King Solomon, which is the son of David, right? This is the line where Jesus comes from. Well, King Solomon wished when he loved the Lord so much, and he seen that his dad loved him so much that he seeked him so much, right? And God grew a favor for him. And he came to him and he told him in his sleep, I'll give you anything you want because I see that you love me so much. But guess Solomon, his only wish, instead of fame, fortune, women, anything of this world, he didn't ask for that. He asked for wisdom. So God granted him that. And he became the most, from what we know, one of the smartest persons in the world. And he wrote the book of Proverbs, which are
Mm.
advice. So
Wow.
put it this way: in the Bible, there's a whole book with 28 chapters of advices of at an advice of the smartest person in the world.
That can help you with anything you go through. Huh?
Anything.
You'll find something.
You'll find in that book, in those
Yeah.
28 chapters, you will find something that relates in your life.
Mm.
And I guarantee you that it won't just be one thing. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
There's gonna be so many things. It's so many things, and
That's
it's so
crazy.
much crazy. It's so
Goes so deep.
it goes deep, bro. And the thing is, you could question your whole life. Again, going back to that, you could question your whole life. What is the purpose? Nobody has the answer for that. But
you
if
have
you
to find it.
but if you look in the Bible, you almost feel like you have found it.
Mm.
Almost. And if so, I honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like I found what's the purpose, like I said. But some people can say, like, okay, now I get it. But that's where we're at, bro. And that's why I feel like I know a little bit of it, and I feel like I'm always trying to learn a little bit more of it, because it's not the Bible's not gonna teach you how to steal.
Do you believe
No.
in reincarnation?
Reincarnation is not part of something that I
How
really believe.
because how the monks said
Yeah,
that you keep being reborn until you
Yeah.
find the purpose,
yeah.
right?
But how many times have they died and never found the purpose of life?
Yeah.
Right? It's just like foolish. It's like they say, and these people strongly believe in this, but think about it. If there was reincarnation, wouldn't society be much better? Because then you would know the mistakes you have done, right? You don't want to make the same mistakes again, because it's you. Then next body, it's you again. Why would you want to make
But
the
then
same
how
mistakes?
would you remember, huh? All your past lives.
And that's when a lot of people say, "Oh, deja vu." I had deja vu because I'm a reincarnated.
Have you ever had deja vu?
I've had deja vu.
What do you think about it?
Deja vu to me is more like I want to say it's more like events in life that are meaningful in your life. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but it's like you have a dream and it was something, it could be something so small, but then you're
Yeah.
like, and you're going through that moment right now. Like, let's say right now you're having deja vu and you're like, dude, I literally lived this.
Yeah.
It could have been your dream. Why? It prepared you for something. It prepared you for that conversation. And I honestly feel like that's probably what it is. There's a lot of, this is only my thoughts. I don't know 100%, but but it's just also there could probably deja vu could also be that you got to a similar state of mind, very similar
Mm.
to the point that you
Relates.
could relate to that time.
Yeah.
But it's not quite.
Like it feels the same.
It almost feels the same, but it's not quite.
I always thought it was like something like you said, like you dream something and you're like feel like you've been there or done
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like I know. I felt sometimes too, and I'll be like, "Fuck, I feel like I've done this before." Or I've
Yeah,
been-
it's a weird feeling.
or I've been here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not new to me.
Yeah.
Pero I don't know.
Yeah, and also God talks about that, bro. God talks about that in the last days, that's something that's gonna happen. That people will have dreams and prophecies, preparing everybody else. So we're gonna, so
Yeah, like the Final Destination,
yeah,
when that guy has like a little like kind of like a
Vision. or something.
prophecy kind
Yeah.
of like vision.
like he sees what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's pretty much what he's saying. But what God is saying in the Word, but He says that the reason why you're gonna have these dreams is to help other people.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole purpose. God gifts you, but He doesn't give you a gift for you to keep it for yourself. Like, for example, there's a gift. There's a gift of healing. He He grants you this gift, but it's not because He wants you to heal yourself. He puts you out there because He wants you to heal the people that are in need. The same way that Jesus, when He was here, He healed the sick.
Like
He healed the
Solomon
blind.
gave him wisdom and he
to
spread it.
help his children.
Exactly. So, no, I mean, throughout the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ, because that's what gospel means. Gospel means good news. Um, Throughout this gospel, we are hearing that Jesus' life, and throughout the time that we're hearing about Him, all He's doing is casting out demons, healing the blind, healing the sick, healing the leopards, which is the leopards are like people that have like rashes all over their body that they're unclean. They're
Damn, they call them
contagious.
leopards?
Yeah, leprosy.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it's called, but they will
Oh,
call them
okay,
that,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
for short. But it was leprosy, and when you had leprosy, you will never be able to heal. You're dead with that. But God will be able to heal you with that. So there was healing back then, and He has granted people to heal to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there's a
Yeah.
lot of gifts that He grants you in order for you to share with the world, not keep it to yourself, right? So yeah, bro, it goes deep. This is a crazy topic. So many things are happening around the world. Literally, the only thing that I could give you guys advice, because number one question could be like, oh, what can we do to prevent
Right.
all of this, right? Literally, the only thing you got. My number one advice is just trust the Lord, bro. Like honestly,
Get closer to him.
get
Yeah.
closer to Him, because that just gives you the sense of freedom. Because the moment that you die, you know you died for a good cause. But if you don't follow Christ, you dead, and you're attached to the things of this world
Yeah, there's
and
people that fear death,
death. Why? Because you care about so much what you have right
but
now.
death makes life, like worth. You know,
Yeah.
like if you didn't die, say you live forever or
Yeah.
whatnot. No, the experiences you live are gonna be worthless because you're like,
Worthless
oh, I could just do it again
again.
next year.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
this relationship that I have, oh, this is just one out of a million that
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah.
So it kind of like puts you to value
You
Yeah.
gotta
what
retry.
everything. It values everything because
Yeah.
obviously you're gonna die.
But see, that's
That's
the
the good thing about
well,
that.
see, that's the ultimate test though.
Yeah,
Because then God wants to see what you actually value.
what you're doing with that time.
Yeah.
That
Because
yeah,
you only got a short amount of time.
yeah. Like what do you value?
Yeah. What do you really value? And after you value what you really want to value, then that's what you get paid with,
Mm.
right? There's a verse in the Bible that says men cannot worship money and God. They have to worship one or another, because if they worship one, they must hate the other, right?
Wow.
So a person that's a billionaire will worship their money, and they will do anything in their power to keep achieving more money. They're always money hungry. There's never
That's how
a
it feels with the
there's never
billionaires.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
never a satisfaction. You're never satisfied. You still want more and more and more. Why? Because
Yeah.
it became your idol. You worship it. You need more of it.
Jeff Bezos. No.
That's what it is. So
Yeah,
either
it's
you
crazy. Yeah.
so either you worship, he says mammon, which is that's what his word is, mammon, or he says either money or God or mammon. So mammon is like pretty much like food out of this world or whatever. It could be like just whatever, like things of this world. That's what he's trying to say. Like
Materialistic stuff.
materialistic
Right. Yeah.
things, right?
Right, because when you die, you don't take nothing.
You don't take nothing with you. You can't take
What's
no
the point of
money.
valuing anything
Yeah.
like that?
There's nothing.
Yeah.
But then if you value God, bro, when you value God,
Right.
you die, and you die with peace. Why? Because you achieved your ultimate goal. What
Mhm.
was your ultimate goal? To worship God and be with Him in heaven. That gives you purpose in life, because you even said it. Like, it makes you value something. That's why you want to withhold something while you're alive
Because it's gonna be gone one day,
one day.
and you
But
only have this time to
exactly.
take it
But
back.
if you worship God and you put your full trust in Him, then you know that there's something after death.
That goes
And
with you. Yeah.
yeah, and you really don't care about the stuff of this world,
Yeah.
because you know that there's gonna be a better outcome at the end. So
In the other life.
yeah, so it's just crazy, bro. It just goes deep. A lot of people don't believe in this, and hey, it's
Yeah.
everybody's own thought, everybody's own beliefs. There's nothing bad with people not believing in God. That's
Yeah.
their thought. Yes, you know what I mean. But like we said a couple weeks ago, it's like it makes no sense how you cannot believe there's a creator. There's
Hmm.
no sense.
Yeah.
There is
Everything's
no
just so
sense.
perfect.
Yeah.
Everything lines up crazy.
There's
Yeah.
creations. We
Yeah.
are a creation.
Just how the moon and the sun is just aligned.
Yeah.
That's exactly like
Yeah.
what are the
Just
odds.
crazy, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully we live past the eclipse.
Yeah. No, I feel like the eclipse is gonna be another day. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be
When California's gonna be like around, I
It's gonna
think it
be
was
something to talk
10
about.
a.m., 10:50 a.m.
10:50 a.m.
in California. Yeah.
Oh, and it's gonna get dark here too.
No, it's gonna like
You
probably
said
like a half, not even half of it, probably like the side of it,
Oh
but
shoot.
but more down there.
Yeah.
In Indiana, it's
Like
gonna be,
Texas and all that area.
yeah, it's gonna be like there's a TikTok that
'cause they have a
shows
map, huh?
the percentage of each state how
Yeah.
you're gonna see it
Yeah.
at what time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we can put it up right here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it was
Wow.
a sick pod, bro. I really love this
It's
pod,
crazy.
bro.
Yes,
It was
sir.
sick. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe. We're growing up in numbers. We really appreciate everybody subscribing, bro. It's sick. We are really growing. It's like
yeah.
we're up there. We're getting like 57. It's nothing big,
Yeah.
but for me, it feels like,
That's
bro,
cool.
we're getting in there. So it's so fun. It's been fun. It's chill kicking it with all you guys. Comment, like, give us some topics. We're not afraid to
Yeah.
search them up. You know what I mean? Whatever you guys want, we'll put our social media down below and subscribe, like,
Let us know.
do all the fun stuff. You mean? You guys got any closing thoughts?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, Cabin Boys
Cabin
out.
Boys. We
Yep,
are
next
out.
week.
Jeez.